I'm here with Tim Beedle. How are you, Tim, today?
I'm doing good, enjoying Long Beach.
Hey, I just came out of your conference talking about kids' comics, and I thought you had a lot of great things to say. But I did want to ask, you've been in the industry for a number of years. What would you tell your younger self just coming into the industry?
Well, I think for me, I don't know about for everyone, but for me, it would be don't be intimidated. I kind of entered this, and I grew up reading comics, so I was a big fan, and so actually meeting and interacting with artists and writers, it took me a while to kind of really feel confident doing that. And it's kind of silly because they're all very approachable. At least most of them are. They're all like big fans. Almost everyone gets into comics for the love of it, so they're happy to meet other people. And I mean, I certainly really enjoy meeting people who are just breaking into the industry now. And I think that was the attitude everyone had toward me back then, but I didn't realize it. So that would be my advice to my younger self.
Yeah, great. How about your teen self? When you were deciding you were going to go into comics, what would be one of the first things you would say? Draw more, make up your story more? What would you tell yourself?
Well, I didn't know what I was going to do when I was a teenager, so I would tell myself to, maybe figure that out. But I think the idea, I would say, is, figure out what your strength is and work to that. If you do want to get into comics, where is your strength? I mean, some people can write and draw, but most people seem to excel at one or the other, and focus on that. Don't force something that's not going to happen. Find out what your strength is, pursue it, and make sure it is something you're doing for the love, because you're not going to make tons of money doing this.
That's great. Just one last question. When they've decided to pursue a career in comics, where would they go? Well, I know you mentioned a couple websites and a couple of companies that were, really geared towards kid comics. Where would you suggest they first go when they're just beginning their journey?
Rather than going to any particular site, what I would suggest, first of all, know what their audience is. Like if they want to do superhero books, they're going to go to a lot different publishers than they're going to if they want to do kind of the stuff that I've worked on, the all ages, Jim Henson type projects. So know who your audience is and know who you want to reach, and then I would target those publishers that kind of cater to it and those websites. And the best way to do that, I'm like a broken record on this, is go to conventions, go to things like this, but especially if you can get down to San Diego Comic-Con or New York Comic-Con, the bigger ones, because it has such a big industry presence and so many of them do portfolio reviews that it's the best way to kind of get your art in front of editors, and also the best place to meet other writers and artists who are there in Artist Alley, and just talk to them and get to know them, because if you're a writer, you're going to need to know artists, and if you're an artist, you're probably going to need to know writers. So that would be my suggestion there.
Tim, thanks again. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.